I signed your sheet and I forgot to even look. Are you doing say do mommy?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
That was the plan.
All right. I guess I don't need this. You don't need it. Good. Stretching. Almost made it through one semester.
I know. It's so close to being done, though.
I know,
so
it's really close. What, did you sign up for a jury time?
Yeah.
Okay, when are you going to do it? On
1:30 on Monday.
Good. Okay.
Yeah.
Get it over with.
Mm-hmm. And I don't have anything else on Monday.
Good.
So it's like I can sleep in and then eat
Take it
and warm
easy.
up and
Yeah. Perfect.
So
That's the way to do it. Do you have a lot of exams?
Not really actually.
Good.
Like I have my geology exam, but it's online.
Uh-huh. Is the whole class online?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then my other written one is music styles.
Mm-hmm.
And then other than that, it's oral skills, which is a resuscitation or whatever.
Yeah.
And then Italian.
Okay. Cool.
So
That's not too bad.
it's not bad at all.
So when are you actually done?
Thursday at 7.
7 p.m.?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Seems kind of late, doesn't it?
I know.
Seems like it should be done a week earlier, but
I know.
seems to always be a little later here than schools where I went to school. So anyway, reach up and palms this way and then arms down. Really trying to think about your shoulder blades tucking in there and maintaining that nice open posture. And let's just do a slow exhale on S. Really think about back expansion today. So just thinking about sort of like wings in the back stretching open as you take a breath in.
Okay.
And exhale one more time on S. Getting taller rather than collapsing. Good. So we're in the point, we're in the place now where it's just all about like how you're going to present your songs and your arias. So we have to think a lot about just alignment. I think it's a good time to kind of go back and just make sure that everything you're doing with alignment is what you want so that you're not caving in a little bit and that you're standing really tall with your chest wide open all the time. Let's do... Yeah, try to release the neck. As much height as you can possibly find. Yeah, that one you do really, really well. Go back to that one when you need to find the height and the space. It seems to really connect with you. So good. Can we do some sorry. I'll show you. Already just thinking a little more lift in the back and not reaching quite as much. Lips out front. Quiet inhalation. Just think about the back muscles like we were just talking about, sort of the feeling of the wings opening and everything feeling really, really low. Just careful it's not happening a little bit of a shallow catch breaths happening there. You have more time. You can slow down. You can slow me down if you need to. And if you keep your lips in that ooh position, that's the easiest way to help finding the space back there. So breathing in through that. Okay, good. Can we do some with all just relaxed jaw, changes happening with the tongue? quiet breath. Good. Watch yourself in the mirror and see if we can get that jaw to stay put. Yeah, get there. Yeah, beautiful. Yeah, good. Can we just do the second part from here on out? And I really want you to think about taking a bigger breath in, not higher, but just more air, nice and low, so that you can get all the way through that in a legato fashion. Nice. Got it. Yeah, now just a little feeling of your cheekbones lifting up for you, so no, just a feeling of internal and external lift. Yes, good. Big breath. Bigger breath. Yeah, those high notes are getting there. I think it's just a matter of using more air now and just realizing once you get past like E, basically that's when you have to just use a lot more air as you're going up. So just taking in more air so that you can do it legato and not make the jaw do the work for you. Let's see, can we do some... do it all within an U position, like like a U sound. Going up, just making sure that you're always taking your breath and then saying at the fullest point of expansion. So, that way, as soon as you feel completely expanded, that's when you start to sing. But don't sing until you felt that complete expansion. Don't take a half breath. Okay. Letting it flip over. A little more head voice. That's good. Sounding really good. Let's see. Can we do a little? Have we done this? We've done this before. The neo, neo. We've never done this before. Okay. So just doing neo breath. Neo. So it's like two on ni, a, o, u. Ni, a, o, u. Yeah. That's it, yeah. Okay. Again. Yeah, good enough. Now the whole point of this is just trying to do a lot of the same thing we've done before, where you don't have to use your jaw to produce the vowels. So all in the same position, basically. U changes because your lips have to go forward to make an U sound, but otherwise they can all just stay in the same position, and your tongue and your breath can do all the work for you.
Okay.
So watch yourself in the mirror. See if we can get the jaw out of the way. Use the big breath. Do it one time, just on no, just on no. No, no. passages. So it's like no, neo. It's the same idea. Great, very good. And as you get higher, this is a perfect example of how you need more breath as you're getting higher. So when you do the breath in the middle needs to be a very expansive, full breath to get you up high. You have so much O space right now. Can your ah be a little more off, just natural ah? So not nie o, but nie ah, and see what happens. You can keep that space. It's part of it is where we are in your range. It's in the passaggio. It's in like a break area. So nie o, it's kind of hard to get an ah vowel there. If you think just like ah instead of ah, see what that does for you. Some of them are hearing a little bit of hey, a little H is still creeping in, so that means you're not quite on your breath when that happens. Let's just try it again, see if we can just make sure there's no H's happening. Yes, that's different. Yeah, that's good. Can you tell the difference when you do that your breath engages a little bit more? That's great. That's really good. Go ahead. Now let's I think make sure it's ah and not all too far at this point. And that's to when when you're getting up this high, that's a high B where you were, and you have to make sure that your throat is wide open in the back, so it feels like you basically feel like you're stretching your throat open as you take your breath in. And I want you to do that also with your mouth open, because sometimes that can be an easy way of feeling it more than just thinking internally. So as you do like a really wide open mouth, and I just want you to feel that space as we do it. You or not. It seems like maybe it's not quite helping.
Well, it's like weird because I feel like I should not move my jaw. I don't know when I breathe that much.
Well, it's not necessarily something you're going to do forever, but I think it's sometimes just like a good way of feeling how much space you need. So, but it seems like it may be getting in your way a little bit. So maybe don't do it. So just disregard it. But if you can just be thinking straight up, like sucking up into your hard palate, so not your soft palate right in the back, but right in front of that, into that hard place in your throat, in your mouth. Suck up. Good. More space now. Pretty good. Yeah. It's just you want to feel as if you have this giant bubble in the back of your throat, like this huge. People say, think about having like an apple feeling in the back, like some giant thing just in the back of your throat. So wide open throat space. That's what I think is the hardest thing to find to sing up high. It's you need a lot more air to get there, but you also need so much throat space. So it's like basically you use very little throat space when you're down low, and then as you get higher and higher, you just have a little bit more all the way through.
Okay.
So that's the stuff to kind of just keep in mind, but we'll get to more of that next semester.
Okay.
Okay, can we do, let's do one more thing. Can we do some, vivo ai, vivo ai.
Vivo ai, vivo ai.
Not quite convinced if your soft palate is up right now. It sounds
Okay.
a little bit like it's going in your nose. So I think take a breath with your nose plugged and just feel like you suck up in the back as you do it. Good, and make sure you maintain it as you come down. It's really easy as we go down for our soft palates to drop back down again. So you have to keep thinking of sort of sucking up as you go down. Yeah, it's much better. Relax your mouth. So when you relaxed your mouth that time, your support lost you, or basically backed off. So that means your air wasn't totally engaged from the beginning. So let's relax the jaw, make the air do the work. Better. So that was a little bit less notey. Like I didn't hear it seemed a little bit more like a smear, but it was better because I could tell you were on your air. So I'd rather have you smear it like that than be exactly right and support with your jaw.
Okay.
Totally relaxed jaw. The passaggio, the same area before we were talking about, the brachy area, is starting to back off on you a little bit and wants to crack. And so that just means your airflow has stopped as you're doing that. Can we do same thing on the lip trill, just so you can feel that with your air moving. Good. And let's see if we can get it back into the pitches now. Vivo ai. Yeah, it seems to me like you're working a little harder than you need to as far as like getting every note. So again, I'd rather it just be like vivo, like sort of a big smear, as long as I know your breath is really engaged. Relax the mouth, engage the breath. Try one more thing. Can you do the plug nose one more time? I'm not quite sure the soft palate's up. One more big breath. Try to let go a little bit more so it feels like vivi instead of vivo. I think you're still trying to say the vowels a little more than I want you to. Vivi, no big mouth. So vivo. You really let go. Vivo, vivo. One more time with just way more breath. Big breath expansion. There, that's better. Yeah, just I think the back muscles maybe are helpful for you. So just thinking about that rib expansion in the back. Sometimes people can find that a little bit easier than in the front. So I would key into that a little bit more. Good. Okay, so let's see. Probably Alba del Core is the one that needs the most work at this point still. So let's start with that and continue on when Adam gets here. Remember, we're doing this in the same key, right? We have it in A major. Okay. Because we had that problem with Sage Mommy, right?
Yeah.
Okay. A few measures before, so.
Ta
At the end, actually, just because of the fact that Adam's going to continue on there. So if you do like sempre costante and then he comes in, it just doesn't. If you slow down too much, then it doesn't propel him forward for the rest of it.
Okay.
Yeah. So just wait. Let him do the retard. No retard for you.
Okay.
Just go all the way through. Good. Okay. How is this feeling to you?
Right now it feels high.
It feels high. Yeah. I know. I was thinking it seems a little high.
I think I was thinking the words too much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, has it been feeling this high to you other times when you've been practicing it? Okay, so it's today.
I practiced it earlier this morning and it felt fine.
This key feels okay. Okay, I just want to make sure the key is okay. Yeah, okay, so let's try it again. I think where it starts getting really tiring for you is the middle section, right? So you do that. Yeah, in general, whenever we have around that area between like E and G, that's when we get really tired, and so you have to be super, super careful. So I think, and then never tormento se it just becomes sa ba la bla. It all just becomes a little bit mush mouthy. Good try right on that, and making sure that every breath is really, really low, because that helps with this too. We don't get as tight when we do that. Okay. Your throat is not open, like what we were talking about in your vocalises. So, because I can see, as I kind of looked up for a second, I could see sort of like kind of holding right in your jaw. Okay. So, can you do bro, just wide open? Going to be like that again, feeling like you have a big apple in your throat or something. Can we go from the D's? And everything's going to be really wide open, faked. That's definitely better. Now, can we do the same thing and put more air through? Because I think, again, there's not quite enough air behind you. A huge breath. That's too much say right there. So, yeah, so the first part was really good. When you went to say, you're trying to say the word again. Okay. So, first one. Yeah, so it's a little bit, I mean, a lot of things we're doing this semester are a little bit over the top, and so it sounds like we really lose your word, but we kind of have to go that far first. Okay. So what you're doing now is good. So in general, what you're doing is sacrificing a word so that you get the best tone quality, because otherwise we're not able to sing words up that high. Mm-hmm. It's just the way we're built. So trying to sacrifice for freedom of tone. Can we go back to Saro Contento? Yeah. careful about these phrases are tricky because every time you have that rising note, it's hard. So you have to make sure that you're breathing for the E and then for the F sharp rather than breathing for the first note.
Okay.
So they don't catch you by surprise. So you're thinking, you kind of already find your high place and then you can just live there. So breathing for... What about your words? Much better. Yeah, does that feel better?
Yeah.
That's way different. Yeah. Can we try to make sure that happens right before that too? So you do... When you do this... Same thing, just completely let it go so that the air can move and you can feel as free as possible. Same place one more time. Just try to keep drilling the same spot. Go. Good. Hi, Adam. How are you?
Myself.
We're in Alma del Core in the middle of Sado Contracto. Yeah, good. So when we go back to this section, because we'll do the whole thing again, just see if you can go even a little bit further with the whole idea of just letting them go. You're still saying words a little more than I think you need to, just because I just think your air is a little tight through there.
Okay.
It's much, much better than it was a couple times ago, but I'm just trying to really, especially saquabalabro, just that, those words just are not, they're not words really, they're just sounds at this point. Good, can we go back to the beginning now that we have Adam here? Keep this in mind, just what we're doing with this section for the other stuff that feels too high. Just making sure you have all that throat space open so that you're not squeezing a little bit. And then also the other thing is just keep thinking about the wings in the back, that wide open expansion in the back.
Okay.
Sempre
some very, very good things. I want you to make sure that every time you have alma del core, that you're doing the same thing that you did as you got going, which is breathing a little bit earlier, so you're not doing a little sort of catch breath right beforehand. So if you're thinking about, you might just write in your score exactly, where you should breathe. I would think of breathing for a full measure before, 1, 2, 3, alma, and then you're ready to go. If you started doing that more and more, I felt like you were just a little more prepared. And also making sure that you're breathing in space as you do it too, so it's not just like closed throat and then having to find it after you get there. I do think it got much, much better with that, like the third time you're saying alma del core, and then it continued to be good after that. And the other thing that can be useful is when you have phrases that start on like A vowels, I feel like that's when your throat tends to want to stay kind of closed, like sempre, constante, costante. So making sure that you're breathing through a little more of the O space that we've been talking about all semester, even when you have an A. So you're always breathing for the amount of space, the vocal position that you want, regardless of what the vowel is. You don't have to breathe in exactly that vowel. So when you have like sempre, I don't want that kind of breath for like preparing sempre, but sempre, just sort of always through the O space a bit more. And the other thing, whenever you have ta ha 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 do or that melisma right there, feels like that one gets a little tight on you. I think you can just let it go a little bit more. It's because it has moving notes and you're trying to hold on to something as you do it. You just need to trust your air a little bit more and let go of the vowel a little bit more through there. Let's see if we can find that. How about the first time you do that? Try lifting a little bit more in your mouth. So thinking of everything being sort of up here rather than down here at all. Everything just height in the back of the throat. One more time. Yeah, one more time. And watch yourself in the mirror. See if you can do the exact same thing you just did, but then relax your mouth a little bit more. Because right now it's kind of in this position as you're doing it. Okay, one more time. Better, yeah. Does that feel a little better?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, I think those were the main spots I wanted to focus on. Otherwise, I just want to talk about what it's all about again. What is this song really? What's the text all about?
So it's spirit of my soul of my heart, spirit of my soul. And then it's going on. It's like saying, "I will always adore you, like no matter what." And then and then it's like, if I could kiss that beautiful lip, I will, like, always be there.
So what you kind of were getting at, it's repetitive. It repeats itself so much, right? So I think you have to find a lot more to do in this because it kind of keeps going over and over again. It seems a little bit blank the way you're doing. I know you're thinking about like vocal stuff right now, but I just want you to make sure your eyes are really telling the story all the time. Your body's telling the story. Because right now I'm getting like sort of fidgety stuff going on instead of actually like I want to tell this story. You have this middle section, the sarro contento. That section speaks for itself a little bit more because the music changes, but all the repetitions, I think you have to be looking for new ideas. Dynamics can be different. You can be doing some like really big, excited, and then some very intimate and all that kind of stuff. And think about, how many different ways could you say these words to someone and think these things, and some new ideas to play with. You can change sort of the way you articulate a little bit. Sometimes things can be more legato. Sometimes they can be more detached, that kind of stuff. So just looking for a lot more variety in it now.
Okay.
Let's play again. Let's start it again and see what we can do as far as playing. So right there, you repeat yourself, right? You do it, and so one of those will sort of like rules in music in general, which can be broken sometimes, but right now, like, just when you repeat yourself, do something different the second time, right? So you do the first one, if you want to do the first one really excited, like really soft, like whisper it the second time, so it has a little more variety. And just look, so you have alma del core, spirito dell'alma, you sort of start the idea, right? And then you do it again, you start the idea again, but then you complete the idea after that.
Okay.
So, alma del core, spirito dell'alma, sempre con... You find there's your answer to the whole thing, right? So make sure it has a different approach. The first one is like, I'm sort of hinting, here's my first idea, now I'm completing the idea.
Okay.
Let's just try it from where you come in the first time.
Alma del core, spirito dell'alma. Alma del core, spirito dell'alma, sempre constanti t'adorirò.
Excited!
T'adorirò, t'adorirò, t'adorirò. Alma del core, spirito dell'alma, sempre constanti t'adorirò, sempre constanti t'adorirò. Sarò contento nel mio tormento, seguimi bacia potrò, seguimi labbro, seguimi bacia potrò. Alma del core, spirito dell'alma, sempre constanti t'adorirò, 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 t'adorirò. Alma del core, spirito dell'alma, sempre constanti t'adorirò, sempre constanti t'adorirò.
So that's a good start, and I think now just be exploring what you want to do with it exactly.
Okay.
Just a few ideas of things you could play with in it. And the middle section really, like, the suspense sort of builds, right? It's like the tension sort of happens, because the whole first part is like, oh, spirit of my soul, I will always love you, basically, right? But then there's like, oh, if only you were here, if only you were here. So a little bit of tension starts building in. So make sure it feels like you let that be there, you let that tension be there, and then it's free again. Alma del, it's just wide open heart again for the rest of it. We could add some ornaments. That's one way of varying in this kind of music, like putting little ornaments in. But I think at this point, that's something we would wait for to do in the future. But just so you know, that's like little things we can do just to give it more variety, because it's so repetitive, this kind of thing. So, okay, good. Can we move on? We haven't done My Lovely Celia in a while, right? Let's see.
My lovely Celia, heavenly fair, as lily sweet, as soft as air, no more torment me, but be kind, and with thy love ease my troubled mind. Oh, let me gaze on your bright eyes, where melting beams so oft arise.
You fixed some of those problems that have been bugging us all semester.
Yeah,
That's good.
yeah,
Okay, good. Yes. Okay. So this is something to think about with this one is this is to someone specifically, right? You're like you're singing to her the whole time. So just think about I want you to spend a lot of time this week thinking about like your eye focus, your facial expressions, things like that. Like, who are you singing to someone, or is this just out to yourself? You know, what is with each of your songs? Think about that because it makes a big difference. So you don't just stand there looking a little bit blank. Right. And then this one. Two things. One thing, I'm not convinced that your soft palate's staying up as you're going down. I think sometimes it's going into your nose a little bit. Sometimes what we were talking about in your vocalises. So let's just check on that a little bit and see if we can make sure that as you're descending, you fix that really well in your vocalises. So make sure just that feeling of lifting up as you're going down, that sort of sucking up into your hard palate maybe. Let's just play with a little of that and trying to let this just completely relax. This one we haven't worked on in a while, and I think you've gotten better about letting your jaw just hang there, and so you've got to work that into this one a little more now too. Okay?
Okay. My lovely Celia, heavenly fair, as lily sweet, as soft as air, no more than torment me, but be kind, and with thy love ease my troubled mind.
Just a couple things. So, can we breathe before what is it?
With my love,
If my
ease
love.
my troubled mind.
Yeah. Can you breathe before ease my troubled mind instead of ease my troubled mind? Yeah. So breathe before that. So da 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 da. Ease my trouble. And so you've definitely fixed the note issue in the beginning, but I think the rhythm's not right. Yeah. So Adam, can you play that for her? Just. Yeah, you're just wanting to make it too long now. And then those pitches. Yeah, I forget which one was it. The lilies, sweet, maybe so. Right in there. There's a little fuzzy stuff going on right in there. Yeah, can we start from the beginning one more time? Okay, good. Go ahead.
My lovely Celia, heavenly fair, as lily sweet, as soft as air, no more than torment me, but be kind, and with thy love ease my troubled mind.
And as we start the second verse, can you just keep in mind what I said in the previous song about taking the breath in through O space, even if the vowel is not O, right? Okay. So, for example, my love, it's I, but I want you to think a little more, just get a little more height in there, so it's not mine, not reaching quite as much right there. Let's try that with the second verse.
Okay. Oh, let me gaze on your bright eyes, where melting beams so oft arise. My heart's enchanted with thy charms. Oh, take me dying to your arms.
Good, that's much better, yeah. One thing I was thinking about in this, can we try to do it in one breath? Is that possible? Can we just give it a shot? Oh, let me gaze on your bright eyes. Just because you do so much of the phrasing the same. So to mix it up a little bit and go with the text this time.
Oh, let me gaze on your
is not sit on gaze so much, so the phrase feels like it continues. So, oh, let me gaze. Whereas right now it feels like you just think it's done, but you're continuing on. You know, it's brand new. So let's try it one more time. Oh, let me gaze on your bright eyes. Yes, good. Now the other thing I want to do with this one is just along the same lines of just trying to let that jaw go as much as possible. All these this is still the jaw thing happening a little bit, but you can fix that because you've done it before. So I want you to just hold your jaw in place as we do this verse. It's memorized, so just watch yourself in the mirror and just see if we can get the jaw to completely just hang there. Trust your breath more. Complete breaths every time.
Okay. Second verse?
Second verse, yeah. Oh, let me gaze on your bright eyes, where melting beams so oft arise. My heart's enchanted with thy charms. Oh, take me, darling, to your arms. It's really good that you're definitely starting to feel, the difference of when you use it, when you don't. So you still have a couple weeks or a week and a half. So just spend some time in the mirror, just making sure that you're not letting yourself work too hard with that jaw, because you don't need it anymore. I don't think you can start letting it go. We'll just check that because the clock is broken. Can we just really quickly go through "Come Ready and See Me"? I feel like that's the one I also haven't heard in a while. Come ready and see me, no matter how late. Come before the years run out. I'm waiting with a candle. No wind will blow out, but you must haste on foot or by sky, for none can live forever under the bluest sky. I can't wait forever, for the years are running out. I'm waiting.
I got it every time.
I'm waiting with a candle. No wind will blow out, but you must haste on foot or by sky, for no one can live forever under the bluest sky. I can't wait forever, for the years are running out. I can't wait forever, for the years are running So just that one note, just keep drilling that, just keep working on it. And
I have it when I don't have the accompaniment. I get it every time without the
it gets in the way.
I know.
You're doing such a nice job now with releasing the I sound. That's one thing I mentioned last time.
Okay,
I think you really changed that, so that's great. Just keep reminding yourself that you're sometimes doing it so well, sometimes it just gets a little bit tight, and then you get distracted by other things. But just Novocaine mouth as you begin each phrase. So just nothing has to be quite. It doesn't. I just don't want you to set it with your jaw. Basically, I just want it to be come from nowhere all the way through. And then this one too, just, you know, think as much as you can this week about what do you want to say with this song. Who are you singing to? You know, where are they in the room with you? Are they not? Probably not in this case, in the room with you. But just think about, like, are you looking through a window? Just kind of set this stuff up in your mind so that you're seeing what you need to see to really perform this and bring it to life a little bit more. But yeah, it's coming along well. So we'll go through the other 3 next time that we didn't do today. If we can, we'll go through like everything once. We'll see. But okay, good.